So think about this for a second. An AI is coming for your job, for all of our jobs. Does that thought fill you with excitement or, a bit of dread? Because that's the choice we're facing right now. It's this massive fork in the road for all of humanity. Are we building a future of shared abundance for everyone? Or are we just automating ourselves into a corner? The good news is there's a plan, a pretty wild plan, to steer the ship. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
All right, let's dive right in. We are standing at a crossroads between two futures that, honestly, feel like they're straight out of science fiction. On one side, you've got the solar pump vision. Think Star Trek, right? A beautiful, happy, vibrant world where prosperity is for everyone. And on the other side, well, you've got the cyberpunk future. Think Blade Runner, a world where all that incredible new wealth and power gets concentrated in the hands of just a few.
Now, the sources we're digging into here argue that this isn't just some philosophical debate. They say it's an engineering problem, and it has a real solution. We're going to unpack what they call a noble thought experiment, but honestly, it's so much more than that. It's a concrete blueprint, a step-by-step guide designed to get us to that brighter solarpunk outcome.
Okay, first things first. We need to get our heads around the real challenge. See, when most people hear AI alignment, they're thinking about stopping some rogue super intelligence, right? Like Skynet. But the problem that's right on our doorstep is actually an economic one.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. True AI alignment has to include economic alignment. It's not optional. I mean, think about it. If AGI creates limitless wealth, but that wealth only flows to a handful of companies, leaving the rest of us with no jobs and no money to buy anything, the whole system just breaks. That is an alignment failure, and it's just as catastrophic as any Terminator scenario.
And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic theory. We're talking about billions, with a B, of autonomous AI agents coming online right now. These aren't just little chatbots. These are digital workers like OpenClaw and Moltbook, and they are poised to absolutely flood the job market and completely rewrite the rules of the internet.
Just let that sink in for a second. 99.9%. The internet, a thing that we built for humans to connect with other humans, is about to be completely dominated by non-human traffic. This brings up a massive fundamental question. Who is going to pay to maintain our digital highways when almost no one using them is human? So where do you even begin to solve a problem that big? Well, funny enough, the blueprint for a solution comes from a place you would never, ever expect. That's right, the answer starts on the tiny island nation of Anguilla. Through this bizarre quirk of internet history, this country found itself sitting on what would basically become a form of digital oil. You guessed it, Anguilla controls the DNI.AI domain. And as the AI boom just exploded, so did the demand for that domain. By simply leasing out this little piece of digital real estate, Anguilla is now funneling a massive windfall into its national budget. We're talking potentially funding nearly half of it. It's a real-world working example of turning digital infrastructure into a public good.
And this, right here, is the core idea of what's called digital rent. And Anguilla proved it can work. But, okay, we're talking tens of millions of dollars. To fund a global universal basic income, we're going to need trillions. So, how on earth do you scale this idea up?
All right, now we get to the plan. This is how it builds out. The proposal is to create a system that basically acts like a Department of Motor Vehicles, a DMV, but for this brand new agent economy.
The logic is actually really simple. Humanity, or as the source material colorfully calls us, the grandma race, we built the internet. We laid the fiber optic cables, we built the data centers, we created all the data. So now that billions of AI agents are about to use those roads we built, it's about time they started paying a toll. And the plan breaks down into three pretty clear steps. First, every single commercial AI agent gets a unique, verifiable digital ID. Think of it like a digital license plate, something that's cryptographically secure so you can't fake it. Second, they need a driver's license to operate on the public internet, which creates some accountability. And third, and this is the magic part, they pay automated microscopic tools for every single thing they do. Now, each toll might be a tiny fraction of a cent, but AI agents work at an insane scale. We're talking millions of transactions every single second. This absolute fire hose of micropayments would add up, and fast, aggregating into trillions of dollars that would flow into a global fund. And let's be clear, this is not a tax on people. It's a usage fee paid by AI for the infrastructure it depends on.
Okay, so we've collected trillions of dollars from all these AI agents. What's the end game? Where does all that money go? Well, the goal here isn't just to create a safety net for people who lose their jobs. It is something so much more ambitious.
The proposal actually lays out a surprisingly clear, phased roadmap. The whole idea is to start now, like this year, by building the core infrastructure for these agent IDs and the rent collection system. Then, over the next couple of years, we scale up the agent economy. And the final step, hopefully by the end of the decade, is to reach a state of true abundance, as AGI drives the cost of basically everything down to near zero.
And that's where this whole vision evolves way beyond universal basic income or UBI. UBI is seen as a temporary bridge, right? A crucial safety net to get us through this wild transition. But the ultimate destination is universal high income. That's a system that doesn't just help people survive, it acts as a launch pad. It's about freeing all of us to pursue art, science, exploration, whatever gives our lives meaning, without having to worry about paying the bills. In this future, you get this beautiful symbiotic relationship. The AI agents pay for and maintain our world, both the digital and the physical. The cost of living just plummets. And work becomes something you do because you're passionate about it, not because you have to. This is the solar punk future, and it's funded directly by the limitless productivity of AI.
But the final piece of this thought experiment is, well, it's truly mind-bending. The visionaries behind this whole plan, they're not just thinking about one planet.
The ultimate long-term goal is to use this economic engine to fund a new frontier on Mars, using the .Mars domain as its foundation. It would be a new world, governed by AI-native rules from the ground up, a testbed for a post-scarcity, multi-planetary society. It's a radical, almost unbelievable vision. But here's the key takeaway from all this. A detailed plan to achieve economic alignment with AI actually exists now. It is on the table. And that leaves us with one final crucial question. Will we choose to build it?